All right. Well, good afternoon, and thank you all for joining us here for the next edition of Moving Beyond the Coronavirus Economy series, as we have so so rightfully changed the name here as we're moving beyond that. And I'm so grateful for our guest today, Holly Adams, who's the founder of GoWell Benefits. And she's got just a wealth of information to be sharing with us about, you guessed it, benefits. And I'm so glad to have Holly. Her company, she'll be sharing a little detail on what they do, but we're fortunate that she is actually in the process of franchising and expanding her business. She has worked with franchises and works with franchisors and franchisees. So there couldn't be anyone more timely and perfect to be talking about benefits. Open enrollment is soon to be upon it, or is upon us, I should say. And these conversations are happening right now for many businesses across the country. And one of the reasons we wanted to have her here is because she does work nationally with franchises, franchisees, franchisors, and is in the process of expanding through franchising herself. So she's got a great vantage point for anyone and everyone that's tuning in that's connected to our community here. So with that being said, Holly, I'd love to turn things over to you and have you take it away.
Great. Well, thanks so much for having me, Tom, today. I really do appreciate it. I'm excited to be here. I'm just going to share my screen. And we can get started. Okay. All right. So as Tom had told you, GoWell Benefits got started. I actually have been in the industry for the last 20 years. I specialize in franchises. And so the software that we have was really developed and geared for franchises to make benefits easy and fast to enroll. Employees can enroll in just a few minutes on their phone. We don't need a lot of information from you. So the days of paper are over with the GoWell software. So we're very excited to bring this to you today. My team has decades of experience, so everyone's been in the industry for 20 to 30 years to help guide you through the process. We've heard almost every question that you could imagine. So questions with, simple as cards, or, I have this rare serious disease. How's the best way to navigate the healthcare system? Our team is there to help you, however small or large your issue is. So we're very excited about that. GoWell Benefits is a software tool that takes lightning speed setup. It's a site that's ready in enrollment in 3 to 5 minutes. So we don't need a lot of information from you. So if you've tried this before and you said, I do not have all the information to build another database, to pull spreadsheet over spreadsheet, we don't need any information from you. We can just get started right away. So it's fast and easy for not only the employees, but also for your management team or your HR team or your managers at the store level. It reduces the time to process for everyone. Employees can enroll from their phones, which is a really nice value add proposition. It can be done in 1 to 3 minutes. So an employee will get a text message from us. They can click on the link, enroll in benefits. You'll get an email that says, hey, so-and-so is enrolled, so that you are also there to monitor the entire process if you want to. So we're very excited to bring this technology to you. Most times at this time of year, people are wondering, okay, well, how do we set up open enrollment for January 1st? How can we get started? How do we make it easy? What kinds of plans are there even in the United States? Do we have clear benefit overviews? How does the open enrollment work? And then usually, how do we address questions? Like if we have questions, how do those happen? And we're here to help from an end-to-end solution. So anything that you need, we're there to help from every stage of the employee onboarding to the activity in between, to even when they separate from the company, what to do with COBRA. So we will help end-to-end. If you're not sure what open enrollment is, it's just really just the time for that employees actually have the ability to review, analyze, understand the plan, and really get a good idea of what they have. And that's really important to our company, because a lot of the confusion with health insurance lies from the way that the employees are onboarded. So understanding exactly what they have and not being unsure or not really knowing where to look. Our tool is designed so that employee can just click on it, see it. If they want to have paper copies, they can print them, we can mail them, we can email them. We don't want anyone to be confused. So that's really a big push for our company, is to try to help your employees be less confused. And then during the open enrollment time, people can add or drop dependents. Maybe they got different care, or their husband got or spouse got a new job, or they decided to enroll their employees through their local child state plans. And during this time, we can also evaluate what other plans are there. GoWell Benefits, like I've said, is we do end to end. And I just wanted to dive into that a little bit further, what end to end even means. So when, like I said, it's onboarding, but we also have a new capability to vaccine track. So if you are underneath a state that says, hey, you need a vaccine track, we have an easy solution for you to do that. Even if you don't have benefits through us, you could just click on your employees. We'll send a text message to your employees. They can upload a picture of their vaccine card. You can have a data warehouse of where all your employees stand, if they're vaccinated, not vaccinated, if they have exemption, all the copies and the tracking for you to easily implement. We also do underwriting. So if you would like to do level funded plans, we have an easy enrollment underwriting site. And underwriting is truly the only place to save money in health insurance. If you're a healthy group, your rate is usually your rate. But if you do underwriting, if you're a healthy group, that's where you save money. So GoWell Benefits is poised to really help you in that area, because we are partnered with the carriers that do those plans, and the easy enrollment makes it so that your employees can enroll within 3 to 5 minutes, and we don't need any paper forms from them. They can do it right from their phone. Employee advocates, so we have these in place. So if your employees are looking for in-network providers, or wondering about their pharmacy, or just not sure, they can just call in and we can, answer their questions. Or if they have an assistance or need a claim question or an issue, we have a solution that can help them, make sure their claims are done, so that it doesn't fall back on your manager or come back to you, and you're not taking time out of anyone's time to doing things that are pretty complicated, or things that not even that may be complicated, but maybe something you don't do every day and therefore it feels complicated. And then if you just have any questions in general, we're there to help. The separation, we're there too. So for COBRA admin, so the employees can help out there. Benefit summaries. So what we can offer, so we can do any carrier in the United States. So we can put any carrier that you want onto the GoWell platform. Dental, same thing, any platform, PPO or preventative, vision, US comprehensive plans. If you don't have a plan, we can help you get plans. Life and disability, we have employer sponsored and employee paid. We can put either one on the plans. And then lastly, additional benefits like Aflac, pen insurance, RX help, critical illness, accident, anything that you think that would help your employees, we can, load onto the site so that they can get those benefits just with a couple clicks. So it makes it easy for them. Medical offerings, like I said, we can work with any medical provider. And so looking at your small group, we can put any of those on there. And like I told you before, like level funded is the way that you save money. So if you have a healthy group and you say, well, I don't understand why our group rates keep going up every single year. We have a group of marathon runners, or even not marathon runners. We're very healthy. We're not sick. No one in our office or our stores ever really going to the doctors, but our rates are so high. How can we reduce those? Level funded is perfect for them, because the way that they're set is that they're underwritten. And if you're not going to the doctors, or your group isn't, the rates are based on how much usage you have. So it's the number one way to reduce the cost in health insurance. And the GoWell Benefits platform makes underwriting easy. Employees can do it in 3 to 5 minutes. And then we also have a special offering through GoWell, which is a guaranteed issue program that's offered nationwide. And that program starts at $350. and it's ACA compliant. So it's pretty rare in the market that we have a nationwide program that doesn't need underwriting, that has a guaranteed plan for any age, any group size. As long as you can have two, you can enroll. So premium level self-funded, people always say, well, what do those plans even look like? So underneath those plans, it's usually either an Aetna or Cigna network. Plans range anywhere from $250, depending on how much state you live in, and the regulations, to $500 per month. So typically you can expect to be right around there. I'd say the average premium is probably around $400, but some are $250 and some are $500. It just depends on the group. Young, healthy, depending upon your state, all of those things factor in. And the plans are nice. So it's usually co-pays, PPO access anywhere in the United States. They have full prescription plans. So, easy co-pays for any of those programs. This is a copy of our nationwide program. So this is used anywhere in the country. They are structured a little bit differently, meaning that they're reference-based programs following Medicare. So it's an interesting concept, but the rates are guaranteed. You can give it to any of your employees. Only 2 people have to sign up, and they start at $350. We also have Mech Programs. So Mech is very popular. You can put Mech and the MVP together. So it's a nice solution. If some of your employees are like, I'd really like to spend less than $100 for insurance. So we can spend less than $100 all the way up to $600 on these plans. So wide range, really fitting anyone's needs, and you can offer every single solution if you want to. Dental insurance. Dental insurance is really hard to get if you're not getting group insurance. So offering your employees dental insurance is the biggest gift that you can give them. Dental and vision are the 2 that you really can't buy by yourself without waiting. So not that you can't buy them. So I don't want to, feel you saying, wait a second, I saw that you could get individual insurance. You can, but what happens with individual insurance is that you usually have to wait 6 months. So you're usually waiting is minimum of 6 months to even be able to do anything. So if you need a root canal, or if you get a crown, or if you get anything done to your teeth, you can't get it done until after you've had dental insurance for 6 months. When you put in a group plan, like one of these plans, you can give it to your employees. It's going to be less expensive for your employee. You as an employer do not have to contribute even a cent. And you're really gifting them a plan that they can use on day 1. So on day 1, if they need a root canal, on day 2, they can go and get a root canal and it would be covered under the plan. It's also PPO nationwide. Usually dental insurance costs around $30, so much less than what you'd buy in the individual market. And you're really, giving them a benefit that they couldn't have. And you as an employer do not have to contribute. So I always like to tell employers that, because it's such a gift. Preventative, you can put in those. If your employees are just worried about cleanings, you can, these plans cost about $10 a month. And again, you don't have to contribute, and employees can use it to get 2 cleanings every 6 months, which is usually less than getting 1 cleaning a year. Vision is another benefit. These vision plans usually cost less than $10. If you wear glasses like I do, it's such a benefit, because you get money toward your frame, so $100. And if you want to get more, expensive glasses, you can. You just pay the difference for the $100. You also get money towards your lenses. Your lenses are the most expensive, and you get money towards paying for that, and that's always helpful. And you also get an exam. So every year you need an exam for your glasses, and these plans are usually under $10. And as an employer, you do not need to contribute. But again, they're pretty comprehensive and cannot be purchased on the individual market outside of their employer. So giving this kind of benefit to your employees is a huge deal. We also have disability insurances and life insurances. You can choose to pay for them or not pay for them. They're structured so that you can have it per person, individualized, group structured. We have accidental plans, critical illness plans, hospital indemnity plans. So the list of plans really run the gamut. Anything that you think your employees need, we can probably help source for you. And this software, this is the kind of communication they'll see. They'll get an 800 number. They'll get a link to click on. There's just a few steps: create an account, click on employee, put in your company code, put in your email, and you're off to the races. Usually takes 1 to 3 minutes and you're done. And as an employer, you can just kind of wipe your hands of it and say, thank you, I'm done. Just let me know, when everyone's enrolled. And if you're an employer that wants to watch it, you'll get emails all the way through that says, so-and-so is enrolled, so-and-so is enrolled, so-and-so is enrolled, so that you know that things are happening and are not necessarily in the dark, but you don't have to say, hey, can you get me that form? Can you get me that form? And do that kind of process. So I kind of went through these in the verbiage, but again, the steps are pretty fast and easy. For an employee, that the next step for them is that they get a card in the mail. We push out the cards. We give you employee deductions so that you can push them out to your payroll company. We do have API connectivity so that if you do have a payroll vendor, we can hook into it, and you don't even have to be a part of that. Just hook right into the payroll vendor, and they can receive feeds on your deductions. So depending upon the size of group you are, we can integrate that way as well. So the software is really easy to use. And we then provide ongoing tips as to how to use things, how to work through questions and issues, how to use telemedicine, what preventative care is. Make sure that the doctor's office doesn't charge you when you go to the physical, because they're free. So anything that is helpful, we're there to help you all the steps. So I just want to say thank you. I'm going to show you one more thing before I take questions. And if you do have any questions or you'd like to set up an appointment with us, you can go to myfranchisebenefit.com. It gives you a little bit more about the plans that we have. You can find out, about the ways that things work. You can get some frequently asked questions that people might have about health insurance, some of our reviews, and then contact us to set up a one-on-one meeting, or to call, or to send a message. So any way that we can help you, we would love to. It's again, myfranchisebenefit.com. There's no S in benefit. So you can Google us and check us out. We'd love to chat with you. And I guess at this time, Tom, if that works, we could take questions.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, thank you. Great presentation. Really appreciate that. One question did come through, and I think you addressed it in your presentation, but just to talk about it, he said he has 2 full-time employees. It's him and his wife, and a dozen part-timers. Are you able to help with healthcare, or do you need more participants? How does that work?
Yeah, so you just need 2 to enroll. So if you have 2 that work on that are on your payroll that work for you, then it doesn't, you can do it. You actually can you can actually, if you want, you can offer it to part-timers as well. You don't have to contribute anything to the guaranteed issue plan that I showed you. It can be just a benefit that you offer to employees without contributing to, and you and your wife can also sign up. So just need 2 to enroll. Or
Okay.
you can just sign you and your wife up too.
Yeah. And how would that work with, just as an example with spouses? We work with certainly a lot of, and franchisees, oftentimes it's maybe a husband-wife team that are doing the
Yep.
business together. Just I'm thinking of someone in that situation. Would they sign up as individuals, or could they do as a family?
So typically, if you're going to have 2 and you're both employees or owners or co-owners, or owner and employee, you would sign up separately. It doesn't really matter the way that you sign up like that, because the way the health insurance plans work anymore is that you basically are paying for yourself. So if you do individual, or if you do employee plus spouse, you're really not saving any money, because employee plus spouse is just 2 times the individual. So signing up that way doesn't matter. And then also when you look at a family, employee plus family versus employee plus children and spouse, all usually equals out to it's the same way. So just signing up separately, you do need 2. So you always need 2 people to enroll. But it's not really a struggle to sign up separately. You're not dividing up the family. You're both getting your own cards and your own member numbers, but you're on the same policy, just like you would today, if that's helpful.
Yeah, that's very helpful. Thank you. And then how would this work with franchisees? Just out of curiosity. So let's say I'm a franchisor and I've got, let's just say 10 or 20 franchisees out there. And now I'm looking at this saying, how could I maybe add some value to the network by offering something like this or bringing something like this to them? How does that work when you work with your franchisor clients?
So we can do one of two ways. The first way is that you can just, let them know that we could help them. The second way is we could develop a franchise program that you can deliver to your franchisees as a resource. So we would structure what you think the franchisee would need the most, and then put together a package that works just specifically for them. We could even, try to work out some uniformity. So as across the franchisees, they all have the same similar offerings, maybe from low to high end. So I'd say, always giving the least expensive option, because that's always helpful, but then also giving the most comprehensive offer, which is usually the most expensive, and a few in between, so that you have some uniformity across the franchises. So if you do have an employee that might work from one to the next, there is some continuity when they might switch jobs, or if a franchisee sells it to another franchisee, there's continuity to those employees of what's offered and how it's offered. So we can help put some structure there and really thoughtfulness without a lot of effort on the franchisor or the franchisees. We put it all together. You basically check off, what you think people would want. And then we would guide you into okay, well, this is what that would look like. And then we can, ramp that up and offer a lot of support to your franchisees, because it is usually overwhelming and confusing, especially if you're starting a business or you're in the business. You don't necessarily want to be, a health insurance expert, but then again, you don't really want to not know what you have either. And that's why that, clarity using our system is so important, because the system is really what helps employees know exactly what they have. And a lot of, the systems that are out there are complicated and they're not very user friendly, especially if you're not on a computer. These are all user friendly on your phone. And I think that's really a key difference maker, because you really want to make it easy for employees. And that might have been a little longer, but I wanted to make
No,
sure I answer your question from like whatever perspective you're thinking of that.
you did. And I think that mobile aspect, I think you're spot on. I mean, employees, just in general, people really prefer to do things on a cell phone or their mobile phone. So having it easy to access or easy to use right on your cell phone is really, really great. And Holly, I know you have your contact information listed up here, but if someone says, okay, I'm ready, I think I'm ready to kind of start going through this next step process, is it best to fill out a contact form, call your phone number that you have listed, send an email? Which do you prefer? Which is the best for them to go?
Any routes work. So you can call me, you can text me, you can email me, you can send a message. What any of these options work. We're happy to help any way we can. So whatever way works best for the individual works for me too.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much for being here. Is there, and before we go, is there any, I don't see any other questions. Do we have other questions from anyone attending here before we look to close this out? Oh, okay. So a question came in that asked, what about like contractors or 1099? Would they be able to participate, or would they
Yep.
have access? How does that work?
Yeah, we can do 1099s as well.
Okay.
Mhm.
So,
we have a couple of solutions. There's not as many solutions for 1099s, but we do have a couple of solutions for 1099s.
okay.
So it's not as wide. It's not as widely accepted, but we have two distinct programs that are specific for 1099. So you can look at either one and see which one works best for you, but we can absolutely accommodate a 1099.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's a great question. And I guess just even thinking about the relationship between the franchisor and franchisee, those are basically set up. It's a contractor relationship. You have the franchisee and the franchisor. They're not, they don't share employees between them. So that makes a ton of sense. Okay. Well, this has been extremely helpful, Holly. Is there anything that you'd like to make sure that maybe you didn't have a chance to get across or share before we close this out?
No, I really appreciate your time today. Thanks so much for having me today.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being here. I know for sure we've got someone had messaged me directly and said he's already contacting you if he hasn't already. So
Yay. Thank you.
yeah. So well, perfect. Well, thank you so much again for being here. Thank you all for tuning in today, and have a great rest of your week and a great weekend.
You too. Thanks again, Tom. I
Take
really
care.
appreciate it. Have a great rest of the
All
day.
right.
Take
You
care.
too.